Okay. For everyone, if you're new here, this is what we do every other Wednesday. We gather here, talk about our cats. So it's like a weird cat lady version of Ladies' Night on every Wednesday, every other Wednesday. So Tia's been an animal communicator and Reiki practitioner for about 10 years now.
There are a lot of times that she just want to express herself, and for me, it's like I'm a solution-based person. So what's wrong? What's happening? Can I help you? What do you need? Like, you want food? You want me to clear your poop? Yeah, you're just talking.
I can imagine Grace like, woman, I'm trying to speak to you. Stop trying to play with me, please.
Actually, it's really to quiet down your mind and try to connect with them and have the heart-to-heart connection with them. And a lot of times they're actually there to try to get you to really quiet down the mind and be in the present moment. Yeah,
Okay,
and also they do pick up a lot on our emotions, especially our stress. So like when I talk to them, I can feel that the pet is stressed, but what can they possibly be stressed about unless there's major changes in their life? So a lot of times, right, if you do a check back on the owner, it's the owner that's feeling the stress.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, how to tell them that my stress you cannot solve, leh?
Maybe you shouldn't be telling them that. Can you imagine Fiona tell Grey, your stress, my stress you cannot solve. Then Grey, oh my god, I'm very stressed now. I'm so stressed.
Greya feels worse lah. She cannot do anything, but she
You mean-
feels it anyway.
You mean I cannot even help you?
Is to actually to manage your own emotions well. That's the only way you can take good care of them. And also for cats, they don't get to go out. So really energy works will help in terms of helping them to cleanse the energy. For dogs, you can actually bring them out for walks more often so that they can, because they do take on the energy regardless whether or not you want them to.
Okay.
But they do sometimes bow to the owner. Like example, the owner will ask them to, can you eat your supplement? Can you eat your veggie? Then the furkid will be saying, but you yourself don't eat. Why should I? Like misconception. I think a lot of times people go to AC to actually, they want to tell their pets to do certain things, to behave a certain way.
Like Fiona.
I say first, guilty.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not so much of telling them what to do or how to behave, but rather to help the owner understand why they behave that way. Meet each other halfway, but sometimes they are like children. You can tell them to do something, but whether or not they want to listen, you can't control.
That's true.
But if you understand where they are coming from, then you can try to solve the issue. Rather than just telling that, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. I mean, like if your mother tell you not to do this, not to do that, sometimes you also don't listen to them, right?
Yeah. Not sometimes, always. Do animals or pets have some sort of life purpose?
They do.
Wow.
Yes, they do.
Like what are they, if any? I mean, I think it's different from pet to pet, but what have you seen so far?
Same for humans. Everybody come into our lives for a reason. Similarly for pets as well. So the first big major purpose of the horse, I feel, is to help us to become a better person, to teach us about unconditional love. So it varies from pets to pets. Some can be there to teach you about patience. Yeah. Also to accept and love them for who they are. Some actually come to help their owners on their spiritual journey. Yeah, some they come to help them heal. And I think one of the biggest lesson and gift that they give to us is actually a lesson to how to let go
Wow, this one is a big one. Really.
and how to cope with grief. And also one of the biggest lesson is really about regret.
Oh.
Right. So if you make every day a meaningful and fulfilling one for them and for yourself, so when the day comes for you to say goodbye, you can actually give them your blessing and you won't have regrets. Yeah, and some is like, okay, they try to prolong the life of the kid. Okay, they control their diet because they're not supposed to eat this, not supposed to eat that. And then the day comes when the pet actually, lose all appetite. You want to give them roast chicken, they also don't want to eat.
Yep.
And then you start to regret, I should have given him that earlier.
Fiona wants to be an animal saver. Is that such a role? Animal saver of the world, basically.
Yeah, like you walk past, right, and then suddenly you see this dog, and then like, then you're like, hey, you.
Fiona also wants to be the murderer of all the animal abusers in the
Oh
world.
yeah.
Secretly, yeah. Oh my god.
Animal.
Yeah.
I support you.
Judge and
It's not so much about how the pet actually speak or how the animal actually speak, but your own senses. What do you pick up? Some people who are more visual, they see more images, and then you have to, from the image, interpret what you're getting. In general, dogs, they tend to be more chatty.
Okay.
Yeah, correct. Compared to like the smaller animals.
You know how people got attitude, right? If you go girls' school, surely you got a lot of people lah.
what goes
Wow.
Yeah,
Surely got a lot of attitude one. So like, do people actually want to the animals do have that kind of like don't want to talk kind?
No, so far I haven't had one that outright tell me I don't want to talk to you. But there are some who are really, animals of very few words. So they don't really talk unless you ask a question. And then when they reply, it may be just like, a very 1 word, 2 word kind of answer. Different rabbits want different things. Like some they want more attention, want more playtime, want different type of hay, different type of food, want more food. Some wants be left alone.
Like quite basic needs, they really sound like humans.
Yeah, actually, I think we are the problem. It's like people don't want to play, then you keep picking them up, and then you're like, oh my god, so cute, then they're like, oh, I cannot breathe, help me.
Are you projecting now?
Yes. Yeah. And they will know when you're lying and when you're trying to bluff them.
Oh no.
Is it?
They know. So, okay, I've got this client. So basically the rabbit always bite the husband.
Okay.
So until the husband so big chick, so frustrated, so pissed off, threatened that he's gonna give away the rabbit. So the wife like, oh, bopian already, like, must do something. We try to be nice, we try to bribe, we try to negotiate with the rabbit. Like very stubborn boy. Doesn't want to listen. So bopian. End up we have to threaten, last resort already. So the rabbit absolutely hates boarding. So the mother say, okay, if you bite again, right, I send you for boarding for 3 days.
Punishment.
Oh my god.
You know what the rabbit say? 3 days only, what? No big deal. Come back. 又是一条好汉.
Whose rabbit is this? I want to see.
Bugs Bunny.
Wow, brave.
So the mother say, okay, send him for boarding for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Wow, right. Then the rabbit say, my mommy don't bear 2 ones.
Wow.
Yeah, which is true. The mommy admits it, I really don't bear 2 lah. So, but at the end of the day, I told the mommy, if you cannot set your mind to do it and follow through, then it's not going to work. Your rabbit knows. So, okay, the mother really set the mind to do it.
Okay.
The rabbit stopped biting the husband.
Wow.
Yeah, but it must really be something that you will follow through. If not, they know. One thing I would like to share is really, if possible, for owners to actually respect the free will of their pets. So, because we are the caregiver, they can't speak for themselves. Whatever decision we make for them. But they do have a mind of their own. Okay, there's this dog that couldn't walk for 2 weeks. So she has cancer and then she started to have seizure, can't even stand up. So the owner was thinking to actually put to sleep to end the suffering. So they actually booked the vet appointment already. So the session is actually just to inform her of the decision. She wasn't ready to go, so she was asking for more time. The owner actually tried to push back the appointment since she asked for more time, but pushed back by 2 days. So I told her she only have like 2 days. Either she showed them that she really wants to carry on, or if not within this time frame, she has to go on her own if she's ready. 2 days later, before the vet appointment, she actually stood up and walked.
Wow.
Yeah, and then she went on for quite a few months, like maybe close to a year before she passed on. There was another case where, okay, the dog was very ill already, so the owner wanted to actually put him to sleep, but he was very adamant about going on his own. He actually said, my mommy won't have the chance to do that. So I was like wondering, okay, why he say that? What will he do? So I think about 1 week later, after the first session, right, the mommy texts and say that, his condition gotten worse. So she actually called for the vet to come that afternoon. So I told the dog about the decision. So when the vet was on the way, he left on his own.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I had a client who had like 3 cats in the house. Okay? And then 2 of the cats were actually always like fighting and bickering like with each other. Okay, another cat was like always very like calm. Okay? Then the 2 cats that were always bickering, one of them actually had like cancer and was about to pass on. She felt like the cat needed to go, but something was like holding the cat back. So the cat that was actually very ill and needed to pass on was unable to pass on because they have not resolved like the emotions, and also the remaining cat had some attachment to this cat. So there's a push and pull factor. So after I did like the cord cutting between the 2 cats and working on resolution and helping them to come to peace with the transition, then everything and then naturally I think 3 hours later the cat just peacefully passed away.
Actually, a lot of times those that pass on, they do hang around for some time before moving on. I have clients, they actually captured on like CCTV. That's like a light orb that was dashing across the house. I do notice, like say for pets that's very attached to the owner, and the owner that's very attached to them, it's much harder for them to cross over.
So for example, one of my friends who's like a healer has a cat, and that cat is almost like human. When the cat was like really, really old and was like going like to pass, then my friend actually felt like she needed to do something like for the cat. So the cat is actually looking to like evolve, but I don't know evolve into what. Okay, but the instruction was to like open a portal for the cat so that the cat can leave. Okay?
What?
Yeah, I saw like this ball of light like exploding, and my friend said she saw like something similar. 1 hour after we finished like the ritual, like the cat actually just passed.
So I have a client, his Karen cat, it's actually his daughter in his past life.
Wow.
What?
Human daughter.
Okay, why would human daughter want to be cat?
Can meow.
For them, it's some sort of like a karma contract.
So in Chinese like culture, right? We always say that your like for men, his daughter is his past life
Past
lover.
life.
Yeah, right.
Oh God.
So is that the first life they were lovers, then the second life become the daughter, then the third life become the cat.
Maybe, there's some pets, they behave like they are your lover. They get jealous when
Yeah,
your
yeah,
partner
yeah.
tries to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are some pets that actually tell me that the actual husband or the wife is the 小三. They are the two. They're the number one. They feel that way, they do.
Oh my God. Hi, or should I ask my dog if he wants to be sterilized? But then dog sure say no one, right? Like no one wants to get sterilized. They have to get sterilized, but they don't want.
If you feel that it's good for them, then okay, go ahead. But you should inform them.
So actually, it does make sense to sort of like communicate to your pet about changes at home. Like what's going on. Like we're going out now. We're going to the park.
Oh, another thing that you should also, let them know is if there's a breakup.
I imagine it to be like super shocking, because different environment and everything.
It gets very confusing for them, and it's very stressful as well. And plus, they take on our energies.
If I want to get a new cat, for example, adopt another kitten. Okay?
Please ask the current one before you get.
Okay. But if the current one says no, I don't want. I want to, be the only cat. Then we respect their wishes. Is that what you're saying?
You're gonna break my heart.
Hopefully, you
Aww.
respect. If you don't, then you face the consequences.
Oh,
That's true lah. That's true.
Yeah, correct. Because there are some that really prefer to be on their own, but there are some that they like companion.
I'm curious here. So it's like if you ask your pets question, how do you know whether it's them answering you or you yourself answering yourself and then making yourself feel shocked?
The only way is to really trust that it's coming from them. And this takes practice. So it would be good if you practice on your friends' pets, and then you get validation from them, and then you get more confident. Because with your own, you know them so well, you think that it's your own imagination. You're talking to yourself because you know them already. So I have this client supposed to go for dental. So we scheduled a session like 2 days before the dental. Then the dog really so angry, so upset, protest, but popping because dental you really need it. So the mommy was saying, the daddy insists one, not her, like so-called not her fault.
Ayo,
Sabo the daddy, right?
blame the father.
Then the dog, it was so cute. The dog said, I'm gonna ignore daddy.
Oh.
Then really that night, ignore daddy. Like, no matter how the daddy call, refuse to go. So when you tell them too early in advance, then they may start to, chew pattern, very early in advance.
Build resentment, yeah.
I was looking at Josephine, and she's asking about, have you ever had pets that lie to you and how you deal with it? And actually, pets sometimes do not know better. Okay. It's a bit like a child. So, or the best thing actually to do is to find out why they have that fear. There are some pets whereby they had some trauma. Let's say they went for one dental and they weren't handled properly. You can help to address the problem at its root. Then you actually don't have to have to coax them and etc. because you have to balance. I think it's good to treat them with respect, but also to balance, okay, I'm not going to do everything your way, but I'm going to try to find how it is I can communicate with you and resolve your issues so that you feel good. I have one client whereby she likes to foster cats. Then every time she foster a cat, her own cat will be very agitated. Okay, she is an overgiver. Okay, so the moment the foster cat comes, she will wow, give so much attention. Then of course, the cat is not happy.
I just had one session yesterday. The dog passed away halfway through the session.
Oh no.
And he completely didn't know that he was going to go. It was so I had to help him because he was in a shock. Yeah, he couldn't accept it, and then the soul actually kept trying to go back to the body, but it couldn't. They may know when they're very sick that their time may be coming soon, but they wouldn't know exactly.
How come there's so many questions about the
Pet and death?
Yeah, okay.
Very depressing, guys.
One is, if pet only have XX of months to live, should we let them know, or how should we communicate them? This one I can answer. Taylor, just spend every day with them with happiness and joy, and then when they choose to go, then you call me or Tia.
This is a very funny question because it's how do you want to tell that? It's okay, you only have
Count down.
Right, at the clinic, right? Say you have
I'm going to get
7 months.
The time, only 3 months, you want to eat your tree or not? Trauma.
Yeah, so okay, another depressing question. So if a pet has passed on for several years already, are you still able to communicate with them? Because you mentioned there's a transition phase, and then some of them are still lingering around because they worry or they are shocked, right? But if they go beyond that, then are you still able to talk to them?
Even if they have crossed over, we still can talk because the soul doesn't die. So I've talked to pets that have crossed over 20 over years ago, still able to.
Is AC something that can be done, or is a kind of special ability only certain people are able to be? I also want to learn. Tia, teach. Tia, you got course?
Everybody can learn. It can be learned. It's just a matter of being able to quiet your mind down and to trust what you're getting. That's the hard part, but it can be learned.
Do you have to be face to face with the pet to communicate with them, or via Zoom, or you see photo, or actually don't need anything at all? You just kind of tune in and you can communicate with it.
There's different methods of tuning in. So usually you don't need the pet to be in front of you because it's done telepathically. Yeah, but it would be good to know how the pet look like so you can focus on who to talk to.
I already have quite a few friends who use the service. And see Jasmine Day over here. We were recommended 5 out of 5 based on the opinion of 43 people. Okay, cannot be bad one. Let's say you come to our place and talk to our cats. Is it like a translator? You say you ask us a question, then you tell the cat, then the cat tell you, then you tell us. Does it work like that?
It's like a live chat like that, even for distance session, it works the same.
like when you talk to animals, right? Like in different countries, do they have different accents? No? Okay.
No, like some owners ask me, hey, my dog understand Chinese or English. I tell you, you talk to them in Hokkien, they also understand. Because they pick up on our thoughts and emotions, not so much the exact words that we say.
I think actually it's good for owners to learn some measure of pet communication so that they can like connect with their pet like better, because otherwise sometimes the conflict is or the issues are due to like miscommunication. Like I always say like to my clients that there's only so much that a healer can help you if it's not like an emergency, like urgent like issue. It's actually far better for you to do to do healing on your pet it's every day, because then you also connect consistently, and your cat or your dog will feel like, wow, you know, it's like they're so like blessed because every day they get this beautiful like energy, like if you like coming.
I think it's very important for the owners to take care of themselves. Yeah, emotionally and even physically. They do pick up on our physical discomfort as well. When you take care of yourself and your emotions are balanced and your emotions are good, your pets will feel happy as well.
So we have a energy healing for cats workshop coming up. It will be on the 24th of November, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. via Zoom. Ami will be conducting the workshop, but for this workshop, 40% will be going to charity.
Go hug your pet now.
After this,
Go
we're
and
gonna go
hug
hug
your
them.
pet now, yes.
So tell your pet you love them, but don't be in their face so much that they cannot tahan you. Thank you everybody for chiming in, and thank you everybody for sharing and contributing your energy and time. Bye bye.
Thank you for joining us. Good night.
Bye.